Hey everyone, welcome back to Bridge the Gap podcast. I'm Lauren,
And I'm Scott.
and happy post Valentine's Day because I'm so glad that I hate that holiday. I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we actually went out for the first time in forever, but that's only because our friends wanted everyone to get together. And so
yeah,
we got together on Saturday night and we went to a local Mexican food place called Sharonda's. It was really good. We hadn't been there in a while, and it was great because there's 4 couples and we all bought a pitcher of margaritas for each couple. So there's a picture of us from the end of the table where you can see all the pictures. And I'll tell you what, Sharonda makes a good margarita. It's probably one of the better ones I've ever had.
really.
Yeah, it was very good. The food was good. Um, but your mom and I, we working in restaurants, we always worked. It's Valentine's Day,
Yeah,
and you can go back on my Facebook page from 15, 16 years ago on Valentine's Day, and you can see what your mom and I have written on that day, like
yeah,
Happy Saturday or whatever. And it's like, why, if you think Valentine's Day is the day that you can just turn it on and then be a jackass the rest of the year, then good for you, I guess. But like, I know I put a post like, every day should be Valentine's Day. And
yes,
I mean, your mom and I have been together for 25 years, but so it's obviously not every day is Valentine's Day. But working in restaurants, you'd watch guys walk in with their girlfriends or wives or whoever. They'd ask for a table, and we'd be like, "Well, do you have a reservation?" And they're like, "No." And you just look at the disappointment on the other partner's face, and it's like, dude.
it makes my heart hurt. Like it genuinely, that's how, because we agree with that. I think Valentine's Day is a holiday for the bum ass partners in the world
Yeah,
to do something for once, and then they can't even fully dedicate to it.
right.
And I don't know, also, like, I haven't been in a lot of relationships, but the one that was like a real relationship, I guess I'd say, where I dated someone for 5 years, our anniversary was 10 days before Valentine's Day. So half the time we already went and did our thing.
Yeah,
So Valentine's Day, we'd like go get a coffee before school together or something, but it was never like a big deal. And I didn't want it to be a big deal because I was like, you should be appreciating this relationship
yeah,
all the time. Because if you're not, why are we still together 5 years later? Like, there's no reason.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Somebody said, I can't remember who said it, but it was one of our friends, I think, and they said that they don't like the holiday because it's the holiday that gets men in trouble, which is pretty funny because
My God.
you either do something or you don't, or like I'll like so your mom and I's anniversary of our first date was on the 16th. So ironically,
Which is my one of my best friend's birthdays.
yeah, so ironically, we worked on Valentine's Day, and then we actually went out on the 16th for like an official thing, you know what I mean? And so 25 years later, we celebrated that. And so, I got your mom a couple cards, and she got me a card and some candy. And it was so funny because it was Monday, and I had forgotten, in full transparency, not forgotten. I'd already bought the cards. I just didn't sign them. So it was later in the day, and I went, oh crap. So I went and got them, and I signed them, and I put them up on the kitchen island. And your mom got up off the couch, and she went in the kitchen like twice and never even noticed them. And then I saw her get up, and she went into another room, and she came back, and I saw her put a card in the candy behind the card. And so I started laughing because she was like, "Oh, you beat me." I was like, "Ha ha ha." So even though I kind of forgot, I didn't forget as long as she did. So I think that's what our friend's saying. It's like you either do too much or you don't do enough, or um like I wanted to get some. I always try and get like little flowers for your mom when I go to the grocery
Yeah.
store, like the little bundles. So we always have flowers around. But your mom's favorite flower is the lily, and it's coming to spring. No, the tulip. Sorry, lily. I don't know what the hell I was saying. Tulip.
I was gonna correct you, but then I was like, he should know
Yeah, I know
this.
it. The tulip.
It's my
And
favorite flower too.
so I went to try and find them. You can't find them because it's all Valentine's Day bouquets, right? It's all red roses and carnations and I don't know, whatever else everybody puts in their bundles. And they were freaking everywhere. Like every store I went to was just all these flowers, but none of them were tulips, you know?
And
So,
roses, so many
yeah. So I
roses.
told your mom, I was like, I tried to find you some tulips, but I could, on Monday. I was like, but nobody had any. And I was like, and I'm being honest. Like I told her on Saturday that I was trying to find some. I was like, so if you go to the grocery store tomorrow and you find some, please buy some because I literally tried. And
Yeah,
so she went to the store on Sunday and she came back. She's like, you're right. I couldn't find any. It was just roses and leftover bouquets from Valentine's Day
so
everywhere.
many
You know
roses.
what I mean? Anyway, yeah, Valentine's Day. Your mom and I, like, we don't celebrate our dating anniversary. We've been married for 23 years now. So we don't celebrate that. But this one being 25 years, it's like, holy crap. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And the funniest part, and I don't know if you know the story. So I wanted to take her somewhere really nice I'd never been to before. So we were living up in Oceanside, California, and I wanted to take her somewhere where I knew she'd never been. It was a little nicer. So I looked for a restaurant and I found one. It was in La Jolla in the shore area. So you have when you come, if I remember correctly, you come into La Jolla and you can turn right, and there's like where La Jolla Shores State Beach is. And there's restaurants and apartments and houses and stuff in there. And then if you keep going, you go up the hill, and that's where like Mount Soledad is, and you can overlook you go down into the cove and all that kind of stuff. And so this restaurant was in the Shores area, and it was awesome. So we sat outside. They had this gigantic tree that was lit up like Christmas lights all the way around it, like bright white lights. And we sat right against the planter. Our table was right against the planter for the tree. So we sat underneath the tree. It was in February. It was beautiful out because it's La Jolla.
Yeah.
And the food was fantastic. And your mom and I cannot remember the name of the restaurant to this day. Like,
Seriously?
we can't remember it at all. Like I've looked before, like I've looked in the past, like what the heck was that? But I don't know if it's changed names. I don't know if I honestly don't even know if it's still there. But
Right.
your mom and I laughed because we were like, because it was such a good night. Like it was such a good night. It was probably the best first date night I ever did, which, granted, your mom and I had known each other for several months because we worked together. So it wasn't like it was a blind date or anything. But we had worked it was just such a great night. And you would think that between the two of us, one of us would remember the name of this place.
Right.
I can't for the life of me remember the name of it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Stupid. Like the stuff that you forget and then the stuff you remember, It was crazy. It was a good night though. It was the beginning of where we are now.
You're the beginning of everything.
So yeah, there's a little glimpse into your mom and dad's first date. I think it was an Italian restaurant because your mom loves Italian. And like Italian restaurant in La Jolla, San Diego, California. I swear to God, I don't know what it was called. And it's hard because you got to zoom in. Barbarella restaurant, Osteria Romantica, Piatti. Oh, it's Piatti. Holy crap, I found it. That's crazy. Hold on, let me see.
Did you actually find it?
I think so. Hold on. I need to see a picture of the outside. But like looking from above in Google Maps, there looks like there's a big tree. So hold on.
There's a big tree.
Yeah. Hold on. Come on. Stop showing pictures of food. I know everybody knows what Italian food looks like. Show pictures of the restaurant. Yeah, this was it. Holy shit. I found it. So can you see that tree and the table
Kind of. Yeah, I see
next
the
to it?
table.
And let's see the tree. That's part of the
Yeah.
tree. So that's the place.
You got sex mom.
Dude, I can't believe I found it. That is crazy. I don't know if it was called Piatti when we went, but that's what it's called now. Yeah, check it out. So see the map? See the big tree right there? That's how I
Yes.
found it. So if I zoom out, you can kind of see like literally there's La Jolla Shore and the beach.
I miss the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. Well, the problem is now you can never get there. you know?
What do you mean?
Well, it's so expensive to live there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't ever get anywhere near it because nobody can afford it. It's freaking so expensive. But anyway, yeah, there you go. That's awesome. I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I found it. I've looked and looked and looked. I swear to God, I've looked. But anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. My roommate had her birthday this weekend. Her sister came down to visit. So that was a lot of fun. I managed to get rid of my shifts on Valentine's Day. Um, because I don't take off work a lot, but I told my roommate, I was like, I'll be here all weekend for all the festivities. So I was able to get rid of my Valentine's Day shift, which I'm trying not to think of the money I could have made because I made a lot of good memories. But
Did you hear from other peers like how much they made that night?
yeah,
Was it a lot?
yeah.
Was it?
And I was trying to think, I was like, well, there were only two table sections. So
Damn.
I was like, no way people are making that much money, especially because like Valentine's is like one of those days where you sit and you sit.
Right. Well,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you're not turning and burning
Right. It's
unless you
not
have
like
a
a,
show to go catch or something.
yeah, it's not like a normal, like out to dinner, you get their appetizer, you eat, you pay, you go. Like Valentine's is one of those sit and have a drink or three, like whatever. But then I was like talking to my coworkers like last night and some that I like text with regularly, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I made blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh well, good for you."
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good weekend. I think I'm allergic to Tito's
Corn.
vodka.
Corn. Yeah.
Um, because y'all listen. Okay, so there's a few factors that go into
Yeah.
this.
You gotta set the table. You can't
There's a
just be
few,
like, I think I'm allergic. There's some other things.
there's a few factors that go into this. So, yeah, Friday night after work, I got invited to a coworker's Valentine's. So I went to that. Had a couple high noons, which didn't have any kind of reaction to. Um, and I didn't get, excuse me, I didn't get drunk. I just got like tipsy, maybe. But I didn't get home till 3:30 in the morning. Then Saturday rolls around, and it's my roommate's birthday. So I wake up at like 11. Um, we go to a movie, we go to dinner, we go downtown. Absolutely blacked out. I was hammered. I didn't get blacked out, but I was hammered. We all got pretty hammered. Um, but you know, it was her birthday. That's what birthdays are for. So she had a good time and that's all that matters. So we got hammered, but then the next day, I felt like I had been run over by a train. I was in so much pain. I couldn't even sit down too quickly. Like I had to slowly sit. Like it was bad. I couldn't eat until like 6 p.m. because the thought of food sickened me. Like so bad. So then rolls over into Monday and I'm still really bad. So it was bad, y'all. But I think
Yeah, but how many?
the reason
Yeah, come on, get to the point, dude. I mean, it's nice. Yeah,
get to the point, you just talked for 8 minutes.
I didn't talk for 8 minutes. I described your mom and I's first date.
Okay, so the last thing that I said was Yeah, I didn't celebrate a lot because my boyfriend of 5 years, our anniversary was 10 days before. You talked for about 8 minutes after that.
I don't think so.
So, you know what? I'll take my time getting to the point.
Yeah, all right.
But
Take your time.
the reason I think that is because there's a couple factors that go into it. One, when I drink vodka at my parents' house, it's never Tito's, and I
Right.
never have a reaction. I'm never that hungover. It's only when I've been here because we buy Tito's that I have had reactions like that. Um and it's a corn vodka. The other thing is I did take about like 12 shots.
Yeah, that could have something to do with it too. Just
that could have something to do with it. But like 12 including my drinks that I had before we went downtown. And I do about when I pour my own drinks, I do about 2.5 shots.
yeah. Well,
Is that normal?
How big's the container?
It's like one of the stemless wine glasses.
You do 2.5 shots. So like a 10 count.
No, I count to 6.
Okay, well that's a shot and a half.
Oh, so a shot and a half. See, not terrible. And
Not
then
terrible.
I wasn't paying for some of the shots. I was just handed one when we got downtown. So not my problem. The other thing that could factor in is we talked about on the last episode I was going to the doctor for not being able to sleep, and I got put on some medications. And so maybe that could have been a factor. Because I said I was going to take it, I was going to be careful with drinking on new medication, and that just did not happen. So there's a few factors, but this isn't the only instance where I've been brutally hungover on vodka that I don't normally have. It and the factor in it all is Tito's. So I think I might be allergic to corn. You said corn vodka.
Yeah, I mean that's not that uncommon. I know quite a few people that can only drink corn vodka, or they can only drink wheat vodka. Like if you have a wheat allergy, right? Like
Right.
if you're what is that, gluten? Is that what wheat is? Yeah. Sorry, that sounds stupid. I'm tired.
No, it's okay. Me too.
I'm tired. Yeah, so if you have like a gluten allergy, then you can't drink the vodkas that I buy.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the crazy thing though is like there's always a good substitution like if you have one versus the other. You know what I mean? So like Tito's is super popular. I don't really know why,
I don't know why either.
but that's a decent option for corn, but there's other options, and then for wheat there's what Absolute, Belvedere, Kettle One, those are all wheat. Then you have potato vodkas. I mean, so there's always.
Which one's the pearl one?
Pearl's wheat.
See, that one I can do and I don't have a reaction to.
Yeah, so I would stay with that. Plus,
Yeah.
it's very reasonable.
It is reasonable.
I never feel bad when I drink Pearl. I mean, it's kind of my go-to. Like my day, like if I have a drink in the day, that's the one.
You almost said my daily.
I did almost say
alcoholic.
I don't, but yeah, I almost said it.
Well, there's one alcohol that never does me dirty, and it's rum. I can have rum, and it
So
never.
much sugar.
I know, but it never disappoints, and it's always good. I never get. I mean, I have to drink a lot of it to get drunk / hungover, so that's why I don't drink it when I'm out. But I love rum. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of my choice for a long time. It was spiced rum. So
Yeah.
Captain Morgan. I drink Captain Morgan. So what's weird about me and your mom, it's to this day it weirds her out. I stick with one type for years. So like
Of liquor?
Yeah. So like
Okay.
when we were younger, before kids, and I started making decent, we weren't scrounging. so we could splurge a little bit. Like we were living in Irvine, 1 bedroom apartment. I would drink Crown Royal. That was my drink, like Crown and Seven. That would
Ugh.
be
What's seven?
7 Up or
Oh,
Sprite. It's like a 7 and 7. So 7 and 7, Seagram 7 whiskey and 7 Up. That's an old school drink.
whiskey
Um,
is nasty.
um, that's your opinion.
No, it's just factual.
No,
You're deluded to think otherwise.
um, so so then I did that for years, and then I did Captain Morgan and Cokes forever, like
A rum and
forever.
coke will never do you dirty, ever.
I could tell you there were times. Um, and then now I've been drinking vodka for
Yeah, you drink a lot of vodka, but that's like your choice.
well, let's just refrain from a lot. It's what I drink when
Well,
when I have a drink. Yes.
what I meant by a lot is like over the last few years, that's
Yeah,
been
that's kind
your
of what I
liquor
do.
of choice. Yeah.
Like I have a pretty good selection of bourbons, and I'll drink a bourbon or an old fashioned and stuff. Like I'll do that. But for just a casual drink, yeah, I've been on vodka for a long time. But because there's so many variables. You can do it, and I know people be grossed out, but you can do it with Diet Coke, so you can have a vodka and Coke. You can do it with those flavored ice waters.
Yeah.
They have 8,000 flavors, so you can change what it tastes like every time. The vodka Red Bull or / energy drinks were huge.
I love vodka Red Bulls.
I'm getting too old to do that kind of stuff, but every once in a while, it'll pick me up.
Yeah.
And then, so it's just easier.
I think it is. Vodka probably is the most versatile liquor when it comes to mixing it with sodas and all those other things. Like, I definitely think it's the most,
Yeah.
there's not a huge flavor profile to it. That's why when people are like, I don't like vodka, I'm like, it's just like how I don't know how. Cause like to
Well,
me, I don't think there's a big flavor to it.
there are some people that'll drink vodka straight.
That though I can't do because it's heavy, it's bitter almost.
And then you can start tasting it. So like you look up the descriptions of vodka, it'll be like it has a sweet taste, or it has and you're like, what? But
Yeah.
it's usually because you're mixing it with something that's way more powerful from a flavor standpoint, So, but yeah, some people drink it. I'm not that guy. I can drink bourbon straight. Well, not straight. I don't like it neat. I like it on a rock, but
On a singular rock.
on a rock if I can help it. So
That was funny. Yeah, I had and also gin. I haven't had a lot of it, but I don't think there's anything special about it. I know that's like more of a like upscale choice of liquor. I think it's fine. I had a woman last night, my very first table, she wanted a gin martini, just gin straight. I was like, okay, girl.
yeah, I
Um
can't drink gin.
and okay, but this is the brand she said, and I don't know if it's very high shelf. Because then when I told her we didn't have that, she asked for Kettle One vodka martini, and I know that one is higher shelf.
Yeah.
She asked for Blue Sapphire gin. Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, she said it, and I looked very puzzled, and she goes, "Oh, are you new? Do you not know?" And I was like, "Oh no, ma'am, I'm not new. I just don't think we
No, I
carry
do.
Blue Sapphire."
Yeah, I know what Blue Sapphire is.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Yeah. It's pretty standard, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, we
I
didn't
don't-
have it.
I don't know if it's like super expensive. It's Bombay Sapphire.
I don't. Okay.
It's pretty standard gin, Bombay Sapphire. Usually everybody has it.
Yeah, we do not. We do not have that. So I was able to get her the Kettle One, but yeah, people who can drink like straight martinis are crazy to me. Not in a like I think you're insane and need to be institutionalized, but like I still think you're a little nutso because
Yeah.
you're telling me you don't want just a little something. And they're like, well, I got it dirty, so it's got the olive juice. Really? That was what you wanted?
It's
Out of
definitely
all
a,
things,
yeah.
that's what like I had someone tell me that once. I was like, you're brave for just a martini. And she was like, well, I got it dirty. And I was like, right, my statement stands.
Yeah, like it's not expensive. It's 20 to $30 for a 750. That's not that
$30.
expensive.
$30.
I mean, it's maybe it's a little bit on the middle to higher, like middle upper middle range for that size bottle. But there's some that are way more.
Well, yeah, that's with every liquor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm tired. I, I got put on those. So yeah, guys, I'm on sleeping pills. Was I supposed to introduce it any other
I
way?
mean, you guess you can do it that way.
Yeah. So one of the pills they put me on, y'all, was sleeping pills. I don't think I'm allowed to say the exact one. Can I? I don't know what
Are they
is
listening to us?
the government's watching. Well, it's funny. I'm going to say it because it's funny. It's trazodone. And the first thing I was told was that's what my dog gets put on. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not sleeping. So they put me on that and it's working pretty well. I'm sleeping harder, not waking up as much, which is good. I'm still tired, but that's because it's not going to solve all my problems right away. I'm still going to feel exhaustion. Uh, but yeah, it's funny. One of the side effects that I was not aware of, and I literally asked at a Valentine's, there was a psychology major. And so they have to know like the side effects of a lot of these common drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I told her I was on trazodone and she asked me what the anxiety one too was as well. And I was like, I don't know. I only remember the trazodone to be honest, because everyone's telling me their dog's on it. So,
Acetone. Are
yes,
they?
I guess. Um, and so I asked her because one of the side effects that I was experiencing was I would take it and then, you lay down, obviously. I would be laying there and my entire body would get tingly. Like tingling. And it was a good tingle in my opinion because it was almost like I could feel my muscles like chilling out. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt looser, I felt lighter, but I was concerned because when I first read the like possible side effects, there was no tingling. It was just partial numbness. But I didn't feel numb. I just felt tingly.
Yeah.
So I had to ask her and she goes, it was so funny. The psychology major, I was like, is the tingling like normal? And she goes, oh, yes. Isn't that just the best part? And I was like, oh, no, the best part's actually sleeping, but sure, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I looked it up. And I know we looked it up when you were here when you went to the doctor, but I hate the first sentence because it says that it's an antagonist and rep
Take your time.
REUPTAKE. I don't know how to pronounce that inhibitor. So it's an SARI used to treat major depressive disorder. And I was like, whew. But then it says it's commonly prescribed off-label at low doses for insomnia due to its sedative effects.
And that's what I have.
You just
I
got to not
have
get
a low
addicted.
dose.
It's just, I'm sure it's very addictive. Most sleeping
I don't
pills
know.
are. So you just
I
have to
don't.
be careful.
I haven't experienced any of that yet. I actually have to set a reminder to remind myself to even take it. So, yeah. Also, I don't think you have to worry about me ever being addicted to pills because it still is hard for me to swallow them. So, I literally the other night, Dad was so frustrated because I tried to take this pill. 150 milligrams, guys, by the way. It's literally probably the size of an earring. And the other night, I was literally sitting there trying to take this pill, 150 milligrams, not even that big. I failed. multiple times to the point that it was starting to dissolve in my hand. So I had to throw it out and take a different one.
It it is
And that
such
one still took me 2 tries.
it's such a mental thing for you, and
It's not.
that's what drives me mental, because
No.
I've known you your entire life. I've fed you, like I've physically fed you,
uh,
and I've watched you eat for the majority of your existence. And the bites that you take for a steak and swallow are bigger than the medication. So it's
okay.
100% mental. Like,
No, my
you're a mental
body
case.
my body enjoys eating. My body does not enjoy. I can't take a shot correctly. I have to hold it in my mouth and slowly drink it. I can't. I've got a bad gag reflex. I can't do it. I can't brush my teeth. I can't brush my tongue too far back or I'll gag. I can't. If I try to take a pill too many times and it doesn't work, I will gag. Like, my body will never object to food, but it will object to everything else.
Ridiculous.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Like
I
when
take a
you're
shot like
little.
a child.
Like when you're a little kid, like I used to watch my mom take a bunch of vitamins, because back then it wasn't like multivitamins. So you had to take vitamin
Yeah.
E, vitamin D, vitamin C, like, right? And my mom would put them all in her palm, put them in her mouth. And I used to, as a kid, I was like, holy crap, how do you do that? Now, I do that now all the time. It doesn't matter because I know that what I'm swallowing, I know I swallow bigger chunks of food because I don't slow down to chew my food all the time, which is a weird thing. Like, I don't know how I grew into that. But anyway, so it's a mental thing for you. I know it is.
That actually sounds like my worst nightmare.
So crazy.
Like, if I were in Fear Factor, they'd be like, put all these pills in your mouth like now and swallow them all, and I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't last a second in Fear Factor.
No.
You couldn't even audition. Miss, I'm freaking out about a spider on the outside of my car.
As soon as I mentioned Fear Factor, I knew
Like-
you were going to mention this.
Like, I don't understand. So you are such a sideshow. Like, I can't. You have so much like good. Like, you're independent, you're strong, you're driven, you're smart. You
I'm brave.
analyze, you're
I'm brave.
analytical.
Relatively.
But then you have these absolute off the wall, ridiculous things where I'm listening to you and I'm like, how are you the same person? So last night, she calls us every time she gets off work. Her work is literally like 300 yards away from her apartment. If it was a day shift and it was nice, she could easily walk there in less than 5 minutes.
Mom always tells me not to, though, because I have cash on me.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yes.
So she calls us. She had a good night at work. She walks out. There is a spider on the driver's side door.
Y'all, it was huge.
What?
It was the size of like a quarter. I'm not even kidding. That's a big spider.
So that big. Yeah. So her mom tells her,
Freaking
well,
out.
just slip off your shoe and swipe it onto the street. Like, your shoe. It's not a big deal. This girl was freaking out so badly that she went in her car from the passenger side. I am not even making this up. And then she drives to her apartment complex and she has to roll down the window to scan her pass to get in the parking lot.
Yeah.
gate.
So real quick, the spider was on, when you open your car door, that little like bar to the right of the window where literally the car connects to the window. It was right there. And I couldn't do it. It was looking at me. So I couldn't hit it off my car when I was at the restaurant
Yes,
because
she
it was
could've.
staring at me. And if I missed, it would have jumped on me and killed me.
I've seen you accomplish so much and be so brave in situations. You started crying last night on the phone
I had a
because you had
full
to
blown
because
panic
you had
attack.
to roll down the window to scan your freaking gate pass.
Okay, well,
I
first,
almost made your
first,
mom hang up the phone. I was like, just hang up on her. She's
no,
21 years old. She can't figure out how to knock a spider off her car. This is
stop.
ridiculous. I
Well,
don't like
first,
spiders either. They creep me out. I'm more scared of spiders than any other animal on earth.
oh,
Snakes,
ugh.
alligators, sharks. I can do that. But the freaking
Okay,
the
well, the first thing that I tried to do was I live in an apartment complex that's in a shopping center. So I hit probably 45 driving down the straightaway and just
which
praying that there wasn't a cop.
yeah,
Um,
you were trying your hardest.
I was trying my hardest to get it off. And then I looked at my side mirror and I couldn't see it anymore. So I was like, okay, maybe I got it off. Then I realized pulling up to the gate, I had to scan my key fob to get in. There is no way around this. I had to roll down my window. I didn't know for sure if it was gone. Yes. So I had a full blown panic attack at the gate. I had to hype myself up to roll down the window. So I rolled down the window as small as possible. And I was trying to get my key fob to scan, and it was the
Wouldn't
one
scan.
time it wouldn't scan.
So ridiculous.
So I so I rolled up my window and I was sobbing on the phone, saying that I was gonna off myself and all these things.
Yeah, like you kept saying that over and over and over, which, isn't a great thing to say anyway.
I meant it in the moment too.
No, that's a terrible thing to say. Yeah, you're a nut job. You're a freaking nut job.
And then, guys, come to find out. So I wasn't sure I got it out. So I crawled back over into my passenger seat to get fully
To get
out
of the car. It's unbelievable. Like I can't even.
I killed it eventually. I just dropped my coat.
You didn't even have to kill it. All you had to do was swipe it with your shoe.
No, at that point, it was like in the corner of the back driver's side window.
Yeah,
so
because it was hanging on for dear life at 45 miles an hour instead of
well,
just
should have just
off.
let go.
Should have just knocked it off.
No.
And it would have been alive to this day to go and eat gross other bugs.
I hope all spiders burn in hell.
You don't want to say that because they're very important to our
Well, I
ecosystem.
hope they can be very important away from me. I don't understand why it was on my car.
They were here first.
Okay, good. Bye.
And they'll be here long after.
Bye.
Right? Insects will survive everything.
Exist away from me. I don't like. There's no benefit to you being on my car.
It's live
blue.
In the country.
I was in an industrial parking lot. It's not like I was under a tree in the middle of bumfrick. Like I was. Oh, guys, it was terrible.
All right. So let's think. We've talked about Valentine's Day, your mom and I's first date. We talked about your party weekend and aversion to corn, vodka. We talked about your freak out moments to coincide with your needing to take sleeping pills at 21.
And anxiety meds.
You're a mess, dude. Like, seriously.
You know what? That situation right there just shows why I have to be on anxiety medication.
No, you're on it and you still freaked out. So is it really working?
Well, that was panic. That wasn't anxiety. That was panic.
Challenge. Now, listen, I make a joke and you'll probably make a clip of this and I'm sure it'll go freaking nuclear by me making fun of anxiety or sleeping pills or whatever, which is fine. I don't mind.
Well, careful because your daughter's on them for a reason. So,
well, I understand because it runs in the family, so I get it. But yeah, I think also we're sometimes a little too pendulum to the side of medicate as opposed to being just a different generation, right? Like there was no anxiety in my generation. Of course we had anxiety. Of course we did. We were latchkey kids. We used to come home and there would be no parents there for hours and we were 5,
Okay.
So of course I was scared to death. There was a show called That's Incredible and my parents would be gone on a Friday night and it was on. And so I'd watch it and I was, 8, 9 years old and they'd show like ghost stories because That's Incredible. And I would shit myself in the house Like
But
every light's on. I
that's
couldn't
normal
walk down the hall.
child. That's normal childhood
Yeah,
fear, though.
exactly.
That's not
Anxiety.
no.
Oh,
The the
yes.
the difference is a normal fear or something that is naturally anxious. That is not what they're diagnosing. Mine was to the point where it was interfering with my daily life. It was in every thought that I had. That's why, like, when people are like, you're so negative, that's straight up just how my brain works because I'm so anxious of like everything just collapsing and burning and dying. Like, so it was it's everything in my brain that
So
so it was impacting every single thought. So that's why. And I had every time I've taken, because they give you the anxiety test once a year. And the reason she put me on it is because I've been at the same severe level of anxiety that I was when I was 15 the first time they made me take it. So it's been very consistent through how many years is that? I don't math. 6 years. So that's why.
I
So
I have anxiety at the fact that you can't do simple math.
that's not my fault. That's
I
Common
better
Core
need
math.
I guess I need meds.
That was Common Core math, and you even
Whatever.
can agree with that. But
Common Core is terrible. But
yeah,
so like listen, I get the chemical side of it cuz it does run in my family.
yeah.
But my argument is if not even an argument, maybe a perspective is maybe it existed when I was a kid, but
Well, it definitely
nobody
did. Y'all just didn't recognize it.
nobody it's kind of like concussions. It was just rub dirt on it and get better, and that's why we're I feel a stronger generation. We just are. We can handle more.
Okay.
We can. In my
On the
opinion, um
contrary, I think you guys are so
done.
well. I'm just giving my point back to your first point. Yes, you guys may be a stronger generation, but I think you guys are also just ignorant to the fact that things are different now. And you guys want to call us all crazy and all that kind of stuff, but it's not our fault that y'all at the time didn't acknowledge that stuff and that your parents
I think we
left you
just
guys
made it
home alone.
I think we just made it too good for you guys because you guys have way too much free time to allow, and you have way too much access to things that it creates anxiety because you have A, privilege, B, technology, C, exposure, which leads to anxious moments because you're looking at Kylie Jenner at 17 that's worth $1 billion and you're like, I'm 21. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God. And so I think
You guys
there's
didn't make it
more
better, then that's worse.
I think it's more prevalent because it's easier to just default to it as opposed to some of it is just growing up and
Some of it is growing up.
and dealing with hardships and unfairness and judgments and every day I have to perform every day, otherwise
Yeah.
I don't have a job. And if I said that to a 17-year-old, like, God, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm anxious about my future. What am I going to do? As opposed to just you put your head down and you get it done.
Well, yeah, some of it definitely is just growing up anxiety, for sure. Looking at my body when I was 17 and wondering why I wasn't like Kendall Jenner at 17. Yeah, that's normal growing up stuff. But I mean, again, it was to the point where, and I don't talk about it a lot with you guys, not because I don't think I can, but just because I am like you, where I'm like, figure it out. Like, it's fine. But it was interfering with my daily activities. Like, I would get to work, and if I did one thing wrong, it was everyone hates me. I'm terrible at this job. I don't even know why I'm here. I should just go home. I'm not doing anything good. All my managers hate me. I'm going to get fired. One of my managers made a joke to me that I was getting fired. She was like, Lauren, can I talk to you real quick? I was like, yeah. She goes, you're fired. Dad, I started crying because I couldn't, the anxiety spike. I couldn't differentiate if she was joking or not. So it's like, yes, some of it is growing up. Yes, some of it is parents enabling the behavior and kids leaning on it as a crutch. But you don't hear me leaning on it. Like,
No.
I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh, you have to be nice to me. I have anxiety. No, I've made that joke. Like, when my manager then realized I was crying and she was like, oh my God, Lauren, I'm literally joking. You're one of our best servers. And I was like, I have performance anxiety. You cannot do that. Like, I straight up was just like that. But yeah.
And it's weird too because you were a performer in school, like you were in plays, you were in choir, honors choir, or whatever. I have performance anxiety too. Even playing sports, I was like, I'm not good enough, and I was the captain of the team. I mean, so what I'm saying is, I think there's an element of we all go through it. I just think sometimes we jump so quickly to it now. Just like I've always said, I think we jump and label shit way too quick
Yeah.
nowadays. And listen, she gave me, our doctor a couple years ago gave me that anxiety questionnaire as part of my physical. And number one, it wasn't covered under the I don't pay for physicals for my insurance because of my position, but they charged me for it because it was outside the normal. And she didn't tell me. I was pissed. I was like, I'm not paying. You want me to pay $100 because she asked me 6 questions? Are you out of your mind? I was pissed.
They don't even ask you either. You
Yeah, they
fill it
don't even
out.
clarify it. It might have changed now because I was like, I'm not taking that stupid questionnaire. That's stupid.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for it last time.
But the other thing is like one of the questions is like, have you felt anxious in the last 12 months? Yeah.
Well, no shit. Right.
Of course I have. You know, like I feel anxious when I watch my kids drive down Dobie's Bridge and people are hauling ass and there's been 3 deaths on that road in the last 6 months. You know, like, yeah, of course I've been anxious. Especially, I think the first time they gave that to me was like during the COVID time. It's like, have you been sad the last 6 months? Yeah, I'm sad about where we are right now as a freaking civilization. Yeah, I am. Have you been anxious? Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going to have a job or not because I didn't know if we were essential. Of course. Right. So I think sometimes that's kind of my opposite argument is like, I think sometimes it's just life and you got to deal with it and you got to learn to grow with it and develop the tools necessary to deal with it. Now, like I said, I'm sure people are going to hammer me for this viewpoint. I said at the very beginning, I understand because it runs in my family. I have family members that take anxiety medicine. My dad took it before he passed. So I get it. I know it's there. And I'm sure if I was willing to accept that I needed something for it at times, I probably would. But I'd rather
You should be medicated.
Shut up.
I think that stepbrother scene every time. You should be medicated. You, Brennan. Fuck you, Brennan. I know you touched my drum set.
But my way is to find a way that is usually comes from within. Like I want to be self-sufficient. And I understand,
right.
Listen, I understand. When they hit certain levels, that's why we have doctors and that's why we have psychiatrists and psychologists and that's why we have medicines. I get it. I'm not
right. And that's the point that I was at because I tried all the normal calm down methods. I've tried all the other different things.
Yoga.
But no, I'm not flexible. Yoga doesn't do shit. I don't believe in that at all. Just like I don't believe in meditation. Shut up. You just wanted to take a nap. But
people swear by it.
Of course they do. Because they've got money to swear by it. That's a rich person thing. Okay. I'm gonna meditate in my backyard overlooking the Hollywood Hills because I don't have to pay anything.
So is anxiety a rich person issue? Because
no,
I don't know the breakdown. Are people that
no?
Are less
what do
fortunate?
Rich people have to be anxious about? Nothing.
I bet you that's where most of the anti-anxiety medication goes to.
No, because they're all on frickin' shrooms and LSD. It's fine. That's because they buy from a rich source that they can trust. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I've tried a lot of the normal people ways to calm down. It doesn't work. And she asked me when I took the original thing, she asked me a lot more of the deeper questions that the test screening doesn't cover to make her conclusion. I've fought taking medications for a long time. Through high school, they wanted to put me on stuff, and I was like, nah, I'm fine. Like, it's fine. But it's getting to the point where I'm fighting insomnia at 21. Like, that's where it's not normal. And you're like, that's where you get it because, yes, some of it I'm able to push through, and you know that I can push through it. So, but some of it obviously somewhere is buried in my brain, and it's not, I'm not able to relax at night to sleep. Uh, so yeah, I've fought medication for a while, but I think also part of it's probably the fact I just didn't want to take pills. But um, it's honestly helped me because like my ones during the day. So basically, I take one at night to keep my body calm while I sleep, so I can sleep through the night, and then I take one during the day to keep myself functioning. And the one that I take during the day, I think has actually helped because I do feel less rah. Like I'm not as, I know I have to go to the store today. I have to go to the grocery store and the bank. Before, I'd get so anxious about fitting that into my day that I'd end up not doing it. But like today, after this, I'm going to go to the bank, I'm going to go to the store, and then I'm going to edit our thing, and I'm not going to worry about it. And that's what the meds do. It really does help me.
Yeah, I don't know how. It's weird. So I did a breakdown, key demographic breakdown from 2019 to 2021. That's the best I can get. Females are twice as likely as males to receive treatment or medication. Usage usually increases with age, peaking in the 45 to 64 range. However, Gen Z and millennials are driving the fastest increase in post-pandemic medication rates. So there's that COVID impact, which I said.
That's the COVID
I
impact.
said all along that the way that we handled that was going to have far worse side effects than the actual sickness. I said that.
We've talked about that. We've talked about that. I can admit that my generation,
white adults have the highest usage, which I knew it. I knew that was going to be.
You should be medicated.
Higher education levels and areas that are in higher rates or higher stability have higher rates of prescription filling.
Okay, what does that mean? They couldn't have put that in a simpler.
It's what I said. I think that this is something that is more prevalent in an upper middle class to upper class society than it is to a lower class because you have too much damn time, too much technology, and the privilege part of it. I'm saying it. And
also,
they're saying that. It's
well, also it's harder a lot of lower income families and can't afford health care or pills. So that's also an argument. I guarantee you they have more anxiety than the rest of us. But they don't have the money to get medicated for it.
Geographically, so that's what's odd, right? So socioeconomic factors, higher education levels, and areas with lower social vulnerability, so less poverty, higher stability, often correlate with higher rates of prescriptions, which, okay. Non-Hispanic white adults have the highest rates. Age, older, like my dad, he took it as he got older, not his whole life. And then your generation. Gen X aren't even in it. Well, we're getting in it now because we're in that 45 to 64 range.
Mm-hmm.
And then geography. So this is interesting. Use is more common in certain states. Highest states, Louisiana, West Virginia, and Massachusetts.
Well, because Massachusetts is Massachusetts. No one wants to live there.
Whoa.
Louisiana is hot as hell. Everyone calls it that. It's funny.
I've never heard that.
Oh.
That was brutal. But Louisiana and West
kidding.
Virginia are usually on the lower end of socioeconomic status.
Yeah.
And Massachusetts is on the upper end. So
Massachusetts is actually pretty. I'm poking fun. No one freak out.
That was aggressive.
I love Boston. No, I'm not surprised because, we also talked about how the South still faces problems and long-term effects of reparations and all that kind of thing. We talked about that post Civil War era,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not saying I support the way it was before, everyone, so don't freak out. I'm not a racist. Someone's gonna be like, so she preferred when the South was had slaves, right? Okay.
You're going way off
Um,
topic.
no, I'm just saying
Focus.
I'm not surprised that it's this the top two states are considered the South. I know Louisiana is, but West Virginia people consider the South apparently. And I'm not surprised by that at all. At all. I think the South, if you told me the South was the most medicated region of the United States, I'd believe you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. Just from living here, makes a lot of sense and seeing the daily life of some people that I even grew up with. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you if you're medicated, to be honest. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I looked up 2025 to try and be more specific. It's still the same. Women are significantly more likely to take it compared to men, like almost double.
It's because women take on a lot, bro.
Age is highest among 45 to 64, but anxiety treatment rates have grown fastest among young adults age 18 to 34. So
They just
you're
showed you the same article.
no, it says 2025 because they said with gabapentin and bupropion being top prescribed drugs, lesbian, gay, or bisexual adults and those with higher income and access also report higher treatment rates. So obviously you have to have access to it. I get that, you know, but yeah, it's anyway. It is what it is, I guess. As long as it's working and you feel better and you and I can talk openly about it, because I always
Mhm.
I don't know if it's anxious. I think my generation doesn't use that word. I think it's like I worry or I stress
Yeah.
or I don't ever say that I get anxious. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but the thing that I worry about is I always have worried about reliance on medication. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had knee surgeries, broken bones, sinus reconstruction surgery, and I won't take all the medicine. Like it stays in my drawer until your mom goes in and is like, "This is from like 10 years ago," and I'm like, "Oh, throw it away." You know what I mean? And it's like I could have, if I was a criminal, I could have sold some of this stuff and made money.
Money.
You know, like liquid morphine and stuff when I had my sinus surgery. You know, like I have an aversion to needing assistance, I guess.
Mhm.
Maybe that's my bottom line. Like even even when it comes to like tasks, it's not even just even medication. Like, nope, I got it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
get
that's
it.
just a part of you that just wants to prove yourself a little bit. Like, because when you're a kid, you had the eye patch and the red hair and all this stuff.
Yes.
And so people were always hitting on you. So I think part of it, yeah,
It's a
is
mess.
you just wanting to prove that you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it's yeah, I'm like I said, I think I'm more um I think I just try and always find a way to make it
Hmm.
as opposed to finding the assistance in order to make it. And maybe that's wrong. I don't know. It's just the way that I am. I would think that most Gen Xers are like more on my side of the spectrum. Now that we're getting older, maybe that changes since the data suggests that 45 to 64. But I think that has a lot to do with just life too, because you're
Yeah.
coming to your end of your you know, I'm on the final. I always say I'm on the back nine of my life. I mean,
Don't say that.
I've got
It's not
I'm
funny.
50, so if you break it down, you got 25, 50, 75. You know, that's I don't know what the average lifespan for an American male is, but it's probably close to 75. So maybe that's what adds to it a little bit more as you get older. Obviously, retirement and are you going to be able to live after working and stuff, I'm sure has something to do with it. But your fire alarm's going off, your smoke alarm. Are they doing a test? Is that your apartment specific?
So yeah, someone's cooking. I don't know who's home.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I think eventually you're gonna be put on a lot of medications, no offense. Because you've tried to go so long without them, they're gonna be like, oh shit, we need to put him on
We didn't make up.
everything. And then one day you're gonna come to me in the next 5 years because they're gonna put you on it. They're gonna force you on it eventually. But like soon you're gonna come to me and be like, Lauren, they put me on this anxiety medication and life is just so much calmer. I'll be like, yeah, I know, Dad. So I told you to do it. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I try to fight it as long as possible, but I was literally battling insomnia
No, I
at
get it.
21, so I'm glad I'm on it. I don't want to be on it forever. I'm hoping it's something that once I get it under control, I can wean off and not rely on it because I really don't want to. And she said that's the goal she's like, that's a good thing with you starting early is we can wean you off of it once your body regulates.
Yeah.
So yeah, but other than that, just allergy medicine because pollen's kicking up and my tonsils aren't swollen already. So
Yeah, the pollen. I told your
good
mom
times.
I have to start taking my additional allergy medicine. I will.
Yeah.
I do believe in allergy medicine because holy crap!
Oh my gosh.
You moved to the South. It's the pollen allergy capital of the freaking definitely of the country. I mean, it's not even close.
Not even a joke. I woke up on Monday with them kind of swollen. I thought that was just like post drinking swell. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh man.
That's funny.
Oh, because yesterday it was 70 degrees. Today it's like 74. It's like, dang it.
That's funny.
Also having to tell everyone this is the false spring. If you're from the north, don't get too excited. No. We have a week of this every February. And then March will get real cold for a little bit.
Yep.
And then it'll be spring.
Yeah, we might even get snow again. You never know.
Every March is
crazy.
our heaviest snowstorm. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So, well, cool. Well, caught up on quite a bit.
Yeah.
Actually talked about a pretty serious topic that we don't see it the same way. Not that we disagree. I just see it differently. And I'm learning. I mean, you're the closest person to me that is in this position. So, yeah, I think it's good that you share it because I'm sure people, if they're debating whether or not, it's a good story to tell to help, right? So that's
and obviously
good.
That's the only like real prescription drug I'm taking, y'all. So I don't know how it mixes with anything else that you may already be taking. So don't get too excited. I'm not talk to your doctor because I'm not the one.
So outside of that, spring training starts. Go Padres. Made some good signings this week. You got the freaking monster organization just north of them that just spends and spends and spends and spends and spends. And so whatever. I hope they lose.
Go United States hockey.
Yeah, go U.S. hockey. They played later, and go U.S. women. They play for the gold today. I think maybe
today.
No, if this releases tomorrow, if we release this on Thursday, it might be today. But go USA. They're doing well in this Winter Olympics, so that's exciting. And then, yeah, if you've made it this long and you have not interacted with us, what is your problem? Like it. Comment,
they need to be medicated.
Right? Like, comment, share. Those things go a long way as we're trying to grow the audience. So like us, like just click like. Doesn't take much. If you feel so inclined, comment, which some of you do. Thank you guys for the comments. We appreciate it. And share it. If it's really something, like if you have a family member that's looking at anxiety issues or things like that, then maybe share this episode with them. Maybe it'll help them. So yeah. Let's hope people like, share, and comment.
Awesome.
That's all I got. Good
roundup, Dad.
Yeah, that's what I do best.
We know. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Yeah, I really don't have much to say other than that. So we will see you guys next Thursday.
On the next one.
On the next one. On the
On
flip
the next
side.
one. On the flip side. See ya.